Hey there, my fellow lunatics, and welcome to Dakon's Madhouse.
Tools, picks, sledges, drills, shovels, and more. We use these items all the time in Corekeeper, and now that we can upgrade them, should we? Let's see which tools are worth upgrading and which are not. So, what are we ranking? How are we ranking? This tier list contains my opinions on which items are worth upgrading and which ones not so much. Now, I'm basing my opinions off of the stats of the items at various levels without reinforcement, and whether the item itself is just useful in general, or how its stats compare to other items of the same type. I also think it's worth mentioning that if you use the item a lot and you think it's worth upgrading, then it's worth upgrading. I'm not telling you how to play. The devs did a great job with the upgrade system to make a lot of items worthwhile at various levels. So if an item is working for your playstyle and you want to keep using it, do so. So what is each tier going to stand for? Let's start with S tier. This tier is the cream of the crop. The best items that are always worth upgrading are going to be here. A tier contains items that are usually worth leveling up to 18, either because you may use them a lot or because its level 18 bonus is just worthwhile. B tier items may not be worth leveling up to 18, but they will stay with you for a long time and be useful at many different levels. C tier items are items that are worth putting a few levels into, but really only to tide you over until you can replace it with something better. Then we've got D tier items, which really aren't worth upgrading at all, but if you put a level or two into them, it won't be the end of the world. And of course, F tier items are a complete waste of time to upgrade. Don't even bother. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started with pickaxes. So first off, we have got the wood pickaxe, and this one is going right into F tier. Don't ever upgrade this. It's a complete waste of time. The copper pickaxe. This one may surprise you. I am actually going to put this one into B tier. It breaks really easily, and that's the big thing that makes it not all that great. However, without reinforcement, its mining damage gets higher than the Soul Seeker's when maxed out. So if you just don't really feel like upgrading to different pickaxes, you can just upgrade this pickaxe until it reaches level 18 if you wanted to. I really don't see the reason to. The other pickaxes I think are ultimately better, but the upgrades on this are really good. Tin. This one is D tier. The upgrades are pretty trash. However, you could put a level or two into it if you want to, if you haven't found iron yet. Next, we've got the iron pickaxe. This one I'm actually putting into A tier for similar reasons as the copper pickaxe. This one's mining damage actually gets higher than even the copper pickaxe, making it one of the higher mining damage items in the game. Not the highest, but one of the higher ones. It does break a little easy though, so that's its main drawback. Next, we have got the scarlet pickaxe. I'm going to throw this one into C tier, as its mining damage can get almost as high as the Soul Seekers can. So it's worth pumping a few levels into it, especially when you are just roaming around Azios's wilderness for the first time. And now we've got the ancient pickaxe. I'm putting this one right into F tier. Its upgrades are terrible. It really doesn't get much of a difference between its unupgraded version and its fully upgraded version. Don't waste your time. And then we've got the octarine pickaxe. Exact same thing. Its mining damage does not go up much. Don't bother. And the same is also true of the galaxite pickaxe. All three of these are F tier. Now we have got the Soul Seeker. I'm throwing this one into S tier, not because of its mining damage, because it does have one of the higher mining damages, but other pickaxes are better when it comes to raw mining damage. This one has a mining speed boost and it's indestructible, so you never have to repair it. Those are its biggest advantages, and that's why I'm putting it into S tier. The Solarite pickaxe, this one is going into F tier. Its upgrades are atrocious and really are not worth it. You're better off just getting your hands on the Soul Seeker or a hand drill. So shovels, I'm going to put a whole bunch of them into one tier at once, and that's all going into F tier. The wood shovel, the copper shovel, the tin shovel, the iron shovel, and the scarlet shovel are all terrible. Do not bother upgrading them. It will not help you enough to make it worthwhile. However, the octarine shovel does have some decent upgrades and can make a difference in some of those harder to dig up ground tiles, especially before you've gotten your hands on Galaxite. The octarine shovel is worth pumping a few levels into. And then we've got the Galaxite shovel, which I'm going to go ahead and put in A tier. It is worth upgrading it, as the bonuses you get to upgrading this shovel will let you be able to dig up most ground tiles with only one hit. A couple of them are still going to require 2 or 3, but it does make things a whole lot easier. And when you reinforce it, it makes it even better. For brevity's sake, I probably should have only put one hoe here, but I put them all. So I'm just going to say very simply, do not upgrade your hoes. They are all F tier. It makes no sense to upgrade them. All it does is raise the damage that the hoe does. And if you're attacking and doing damage with a hoe, why? Next, we have got the hand drills. First, we have got the standard hand drill. This one is going into B tier. This is an excellent item. It upgrades very well, and you can hold on to this for most of the game if you don't get your hands on a better one. But the moment you get your hands on the Scarlet Drill here, this is an S tier item. The Scarlet Drill is currently the best hand drill in the game. It is the best mining tool in the game right now. It is amazing. It's fast, and it has the highest mining damage. You will not regret leveling this thing up. Once you get the Scarlet Hand Drill, you will not need any other item. It does break quickly though. And then we have got the Obliteration Ray, and I'm also throwing this one into S tier. It breaks faster than the hand drill, and from a mining perspective, it's not necessarily the best tool. The big thing about it is that it is versatile. It is one of the top mining tools. It also is an excellent ranged weapon, and it counts as a melee weapon. So you get a lot of options when you're using it. Really, really nice item. Great multi-tool, and one of my favorites. And last but not least, we have got all of the sledgehammers. First, we have got the copper sledgehammer. I'm putting this one into C tier. It has the second highest damage of all of the sledgehammers, and so it's really worth putting some levels into it if you haven't found a better sledgehammer. But you will replace it with a better sledgehammer, largely due to the fact that these copper sledgehammers break very, very easily. The tin sledgehammer is going into F tier, and so is the iron sledgehammer. The upgrades are just awful and are not worth it. Next, we have got the Scarlet Sledgehammer, and this one is going into A tier. This has the highest mining damage out of all of the sledgehammers, but it breaks twice as fast as the Octarine Sledgehammer that does. So it does have some disadvantages in its breakage, but if you're going for raw mining damage, this one's the best one. Then we have got the Octarine Sledgehammer. I am also putting this one into A tier, mostly due to the fact that it has excellent mining damage. It is very durable, and you cannot go wrong upgrading this thing all the way up to 18. And last but not least, we have got the Galaxite Sledgehammer. I am throwing this one. This one's a toss-up between A and B tier, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it into A tier just because it's high enough level to start that you're only going to have to upgrade it a couple of times, and that makes it a little bit better. But it's essentially just as good as the Octarine. You can't go wrong with either one of these sledgehammers. Both of these sledgehammers are pretty much equal in every way. They're just slightly different in their individual configurations. And I think that just about wraps it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and until next time, stay crazy.